organizing your store to maximize profit. A big area of contention and confusion that we see in vape and smoke shops is in-store organization, specifically how to set up a store to maximize profit. And the first big question that one should ask is the vibe that you want your store to create. We all have limited real estate, so make sure that the physical arrangement of the store matches the psychology of the customer. And of course, one thing we know is that it's been scientifically proven that consumers have a natural inclination to shop counterclockwise. So any display that's just to the right of the door is prime real estate space. Did you know that?
I did not know that, and that
Isn't
is
it cool?
fascinating. Yeah.
It is cool. I did a lot of research when I took this role. I did a lot of research into what is the most impactful place to put merchandise, especially because when you have tiny real estate, you've got to maximize every single square inch.
Absolutely.
And so I started doing a bit of research. So any shopper that's entering your in your shop was going to be drawn immediately there. It's psychological.
Yeah.
So anything, it's almost like they're drawn there as if by magic. And so we want to make sure that the display to the right of our main entrance is full of high profit items.
Absolutely.
With eye-popping graphics. You know, with Chewy's Juice is an eclectic brand, and it has a unique theme, you. Please tell us how you encourage your partner shops to organize their in-store shopping experience around your brand.
Well, sure. First and foremost, my brand does have my beaming face on it. So if they could just put that front and center, maybe on a massive pedestal, that would really be perfect for me. No, I would say that when you're organizing your shop, each shop has its own unique vibe and feel. Every shop has their different target customer bases. So you might have a shop that's near a college campus that's young and hip, and you're going to want to have like cool posters on the wall, things that really grab the interest of like the college kids that are going in there. Whereas you might have a shop that's in a more a part of town that's more geared towards middle-aged people, and they're not going to want to see all these eye-popping graphics and colors in their face and you know, posters for cloud competitions and all this stuff. That's not where their head's at. So
Exactly.
I think the best way to organize your shop is to know your customer base and to gear it towards their comfort level and what their interests are.
Awesome. You know, and with experience being the key to customer retention, owners always have to worry about the environment that they're setting up. You know, some want to create a lounging environment so that vaping becomes a social activity. And speaking of vape shops, they said that it reinforces the mental image of the normal lonely activity of smoking a cigarette. Yeah. So it reminds you of experiencing vape via social interaction is pretty essential if you are vaping to quit smoking. Wouldn't you agree?
I would absolutely agree.
You know, and another thing that vape shop owners are looking at in terms of organization is they wanted to feel like a home away from home, or remind you of your favorite drinking bar. Yeah. But regardless of the theme you choose, there are a few critical rules and really old school retail philosophy that will drive more profit into your store. So with vaping essentials like juices and coils, you want to keep them as far from the entrance as possible.
Absolutely.
Just like with any other staples. That's the reason why when you walk into a grocery store, the drinks and milk and eggs are all as far back as possible. So the same principles apply here, because you want to increase the time that your customers spend in the store and to push them to cover as much ground as they can. The more ground they cover, the more time they spend, meaning the more money they spend.
Absolutely.
And so in terms of shelving, that's another area. John, do you have a recommendation as to where a shop would place your product? Would it be eye level? Would it be on a shelf? Where would you recommend them to place a premium juice like Chewy's?
I would recommend to place it at eye level. I know that for me personally, I walk into vape shops many times all day, every day. So, probably about 20 shop visits a week is what I do. And I've got a lot of experience with seeing how they do things, and the people who tend to put their juice in like the cases that are where you have to look downward to be able to see the juice, it just somehow reduces the efficacy of that visual. You know, there's just something about that downward point of view that psychologically affects how you're perceiving the products that you're viewing.
That is so true, and that's one thing that I noticed as well, is that customers are going to bend or reach if it's cheap. They don't mind if it's something that's cheap. They'll bend and reach as much as possible. But you want to make it easier for them to purchase the products that are going to boost your profitability, your premium juices, and if you carry a house juice. So we want to keep our eye on the prize, which would be profit.
Exactly.